It affects anybody that you can come in contact with. I started to help her with her walker to the washroom. Unfortunately, she said, "Oh, I think I'm going to fall." And as she went down, she pulled my shoulder. And I ended up having to have surgery. I then remained in physio for a while, which then my shoulder froze, and they had to do aggressive therapy on it. And since then, I'm having repeated sprains and whatnot to the same shoulder. Things like having medication bags, I can't do now with my right arm because I only have limited range. I've lost range of motion in that shoulder. The unit where I work on is a heavy stroke unit, so there is a lot of patient transfers and lifting. And I mean, most, if not all of us that I know of that work in the unit or anywhere in the facility in the district are doing everything in their power to maintain health and safety for our patients. So, and there's times that you're wondering, oh, I'm doing the best I can for them, but oh, I just twinged my back, or yes, I twinged my shoulder. And then you're wondering, is there something that could be done? Could I have done something? Is there something I could have used that would maintain not only the health and safety of our patients, but to ourselves as well? Well, it affects everybody around you. It affects yourself and affects everybody around you at that point, not only at work, your patients, your family, your coworkers. When you're saying to your coworkers, "Oh, I'm unsure, we should get another person," and whatnot, you kind of get a little bit of feedback from them. Well, if you can't do your job, you shouldn't be here type of idea. I've had that said. And then you're going home, and even with your regular daily life, I have 2 children at home and a husband, so just the regular, my son is young, so to do things and play with him, sometimes if I'm having a bad day with my shoulder, I can't do everything that I want to do with him, and then you start getting a little bit down. I've heard about the no lift policy that's trying to be implemented, which I think is absolutely fabulous. A lot of units are now getting installed the hydraulic ceiling lifts, which I think is great because a lot of the patients that are coming into a hospital have limited to no mobility, sometimes aren't able to stand, so that would take the strain off not only the patient from trying to do that and the frustration of not being able to do so, but allow them to get up into chairs and whatnot safely. It makes it easier for the staff as far as reducing their injuries. The same with the transfer belts. I'd like to see, it's called an inflatable. And I've been suggesting different units to see if we can try to get those, because I think that would be so beneficial for not only the patients but for the staff as well, to decrease the injuries. When you look at the pros and cons, I think to pay that money up front for a piece of equipment that would be beneficial for patients and staff, especially where staff is doing so much of it, it would make it so much easier, and it would benefit in the long run because you're not going to be putting out that excess money because of all these claims, injuries, sick time. It would be beneficial to them in the long run. It takes a lot mentally and physically on a person's body when you get injured. You're isolating yourself because you don't want to participate in something that you normally would enjoy, and suddenly you can't without having discomfort, so you just don't do them. So you kind of get a little bit withdrawn from your family, your friends, people you go with, like at work and socialize with. It just doesn't happen, so you withdraw from people. It causes tension between family. My husband and I have had some rocky times because of the fact where I am so sore. And he wants to go do something, I can't do it. It's overwhelming. You get overwhelmed in things that you'd normally love to do, you can't do. or you're taking a chance if you try to do them. And yeah.